Yeah.
And I said, there's things in life that God has empowered us to deal with.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I mean, God is, when I look at the devil is not in a Chips Ahoy cookie.
Right.
But I have to eat one every once in a while. So I look at things in our life that we have. I think the devil can only work with what you have, what you got there.
Right.
He can't create anger.
He's not a creator.
He can't create
No.
envy and strife and malice.
No.
He can only work with what
He can only provoke it.
Exactly.
And the only way he knows you've got it is if you show it.
Yeah.
And we're human. We're going
Right.
to show those things.
Exactly.
But once we teach him those, then it's up to us to say, okay, we got to graduate and leave him back in the second grade.
Right.
You know, it's time to move on from that
Yes,
and
sir.
leave him guessing.
All right.
We should be more of a guessing game to him. And like you said,
Yeah.
we're more telling him what he can do. You know, I've heard somebody say, if one more thing happens, I'm going to lose my mind. I said, you just made his job easy. You know, he was thinking he was going to have to do 10. He's like, one more, that's all I need.
He was going somewhere else. Had something else to do.
Okay, that's what I needed to know.
I've told people before, I said, if a devil's at your house, call me, because he's just one. And I said, so I know he's not bothering anybody else. If you just got, if the devil, you say the devil's at your house. Well, I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
I've never asked anybody this question.
Okay.
But it just come to me. I thought, because I think about this a lot.
Okay.
Heaven. What? And I've read the books and I understand all that. I mean, I got all that. And I hear one say this and one say that. But what do you think heaven will be like? Because I don't know.
Well, the thing that captivates me the most about heaven is I can't imagine walking in somewhere with the purest form of love.
Okay.
Right? No chance of it ever being anything less than love.
Okay.
You know, streets of gold. Yeah, I think the love is so strong. The reason he has to tell us that streets of gold now, because we ain't going to pay attention to then.
Okay.
We're going to be overwhelmed with so much love. A body that doesn't know how to hold on to grudges.
Well, see, now that's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that if somebody asked me, what's the main reason you want to go? Of course, eternal life, but eternal love. Because I don't know about you, but when you have been loved at the greatest form here on this earth, most of the time it can be by our mother, grandma, somebody who just doesn't. I mean, you hit a foul ball, you run all the bases, and you think it's a home run, and everybody's laughing at you. There's a mama up there going, "That's my baby."
That's exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you imagine feeling that with no fear of losing it?
All right. What do you think won't be in heaven?
Oh, I mean, the list is big. There's no doubt. There's no hate. There's no
hate.
There's no competition.
Okay.
You know, even in the church world, we got to where we started competing against other Christians and losing out on that we complete each other.
Right.
There's no disappointment. There's no unexpected thing that will happen that'll change your mind about heaven.
You know, the reason why I'm posing this question to you is I'm, you know, and I've been in church since I was like your boy.
Right.
Okay. And so when we talk about heaven, I don't think heaven it was preached early on as a prize.
Right.
Okay. You get to go to heaven if you live right.
Right.
You get to go to heaven if you're born again. Well, okay. What is the big deal about heaven? Why do I want to leave here and go to heaven?
Right.
Okay. And I think about the things that won't be there, the envy, the strife, the malice, the struggle in our heart. And it shouldn't always, if you're always struggling not to be a rascal, then you need to really check yourself, okay?
Right.
I mean, it shouldn't always be a struggle, but I mean, the things that won't be there when I think about the heartache and the pain, I try to think about it because I've read the books and I've read people that went there.
Right.
And I understand all that.
Right.
Okay. I mean, but I think about what won't be there and why would I want to go?
Right.
Because I believe this. I believe heaven starts here on earth and finishes in glory.
Yeah.
I believe hell starts here on earth. I believe there's a part of hell in life that people bring upon themselves.
Yeah.
Through rejecting God and separating themselves from God. I think that you bring hell into your life.
Yeah.
And it's all right. We don't have to agree on stuff, okay?
Right.
You can be wrong and we can go on.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
But what I mean is, I think there's a part that heaven, that if we begin to really look at it, if life is always a struggle, okay, then we have to look at ourselves and say, man,
Right.
if I'm always struggling to be nice,
I'm the common denominator.
that's
if
exactly.
I'm always struggling.
I should be checking myself
That's
and
right.
say, why am I like this?
Yeah.
And I want God to help me because I shouldn't always not be trying to kill somebody.
I heard this quote that said, if you believe in God, living here on this earth is the closest thing you'll get to hell. But if you don't believe in God, living on this earth is the closest thing you'll get to heaven.
Yeah.
And isn't that true?